Shooting in S-Log3 or S-Cinetone? If you use a Sony camera, you've probably asked yourself this question at least once. Both profiles have their advantages, but which one is the right choice? And more important, when? Today we're gonna clear things up, and I share my experience with both of them. So let's get it started.
You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like.
Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I wanna talk about S-Log3 and S-Cinetone, which are two picture profiles for Sony users. But before getting started, be sure to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. Thank you. So let's start first with the basics. S-Log3 is a log profile. It means it captures a wider dynamic range. This helps retain data in both highlights and shadows, preventing parts of the image from becoming completely blown out or crushed. But there's a catch. The initial image looks flat, washed out, and lack of contrast. That's because it's meant to be color graded in post-production, where you can fine-tune the colors and get the most of your footage. On the other hand, S-Cinetone was developed by Sony to deliver a more cinematic look straight out of the camera. It has natural contrast, well-balanced colors, and pleasing skin tones, which actually doesn't really need a post-production. It's a more immediate option for those who want a great look image right away. But when you should use S-Log3? S-Log3 is a powerful choice, but it needs to be used correctly. But when is it really worth it? Well, in my opinion, when you have high contrast scenes, if you're shooting in an environment with bright highlights and deep shadows, S-Log3 helps you retain more details. It's also great for outdoor shootings with harsh sunlight and interior with strong window lights. Also projects that require some advanced color grading. If you want a full creative control over your colors and your exposure, S-Log3 gives you the flexibility to achieve a custom look. It's also very useful in a studio or in a cinematic set where you have time to fine-tune exposure and linings. S-Log3 allows you to maximize your image quality. My suggestion though is to use a 10-bit camera. If your camera supports 10-bit recording, S-Log3 makes even more sense. You will have more color information to work with, reducing the risk on banning and artifacts. But there's also one thing to be aware of. S-Log3 requires a proper exposure. If you're underexposed, you will end up with a lot of noise in the shadows because the log curves pushes more of the information in the darkest area. So what I usually do is to overexpose my clip by 1.7 or 2, more or less. It really depends on the scene you're looking for, but that's what I usually do. This also helps reducing noise and gives you the best flexibility in post. But then now let's talk about S-Cinetone and when you should use it. S-Cinetone is a faster and more immediate option that doesn't require heavy post-production, but when it doesn't make sense to use it, actually. In my opinion, in live events and fast turnaround projects, if you need to deliver footage quickly and you don't have time for color grading, then S-Cinetone is the one to use. It's also very useful for vlogs and social media content. It's perfect for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, where you want great looking footage straight away on your camera. S-Cinetone also handles exposure well without requiring constant adjustments, making it useful for outdoor interviews or fast-paced shoots. If you don't have a camera that records in 10 bits, then definitely S-Cinetone is the best choice. Log profile in 8-bit can easily fall apart in post-production, resulting in unnatural colors and bending. So if you want a more cinematic feel with S-Cinetone, try slightly lowering the contrast in camera and manually adjusting your white balance to create a warmer, cooler look. So, conclusion, S-Log3 or S-Cinetone? The answer is, it depends. If you want a maximum control and have the time for color grading, go with S-Log3. If you want a great look straight out of your camera with minimal post-production, then S-Cinetone is the way to go. And then if you're just starting as a videographer, filmmaker, or color grading, I suggest you to shoot in S-Cinetone for your working project, and then try to experiment with S-Log3 for your personal projects, just to gain some more skills. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I tried to cover everything I know and is based on my experience about these two picture profiles. Let me know in the comments below which one you use, and if you liked the video, remember to leave me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram too. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Cheers!